So I'm a little bit late to this trade. My bad. It happened yesterday. I was working. I couldn't make a video. But the Vancouver Canucks acquired Vitaly Kravtsov, which is absolutely crazy to me and mind-blowing to me. They got him from the New York Rangers for Will Lockwood and a 7th. I want to dive in and talk about this trade a little bit and just kind of give my opinion on it because I've been seeing kind of, believe it or not, some mixed emotions. Majority of Canucks fans seem to really like this trade and agree with it, as they absolutely should. But there are a few absolutely lost and delusional Canucks fans who just don't like the trade at all, and I simply just don't understand that aspect. So the Vancouver Canucks, let's talk about what they traded. They traded Will Lockwood, who is 25 years old, going to be, I believe, 26 years old. He hasn't really developed into much in the NHL. He hasn't really done a lot. He's put up okay points in the AHL. Like with the Vancouver Canucks, he's got 1 point in 13 games. Not good by any means. In the AHL, he's got 18 points in 26 games. So that's okay. He's a very speedy winger. He likes to play hard. He's a very small guy, but he plays like he's a bigger dude. Like he plays tough. He's fast. He's kind of one of those players, especially from someone who's watched the Canucks. Obviously, they're my team. He's I would say he has some skill there. He just lacks the finish. He just can't finish when he gets himself these opportunities. Sometimes he can do the hard work and get himself in the right spot. He just can't bury it and absolutely finish the play, which is his biggest downside in my opinion. My worry for him is because of his size and just the way he plays. He's kind of he does play hard, but I think he has more skill than that grit he plays with. That he's not really going to be, like, he's not really made to be a bottom 6 winger in the NHL because he doesn't play, like, he's just not physical, he's not huge, he could get bumped off the puck quite easy, and I don't think he's skilled enough to be in a top 6, which is where he kind of gets left in that kind of no man's land, where he sometimes tries to play in the bottom 6, but can't really thrive just because he's not really built for it. He's playing against other guys who are just bigger, and that's their role, is to just be a depth hitter and play physical, and sometimes he just gets taken advantage of. That's what I kind of noticed when watching him. He does have some upside though. I think he will be, like, I don't want to be harsh on him and make this projection, but I think he could just be an AHLer. Like, maybe he could play a bottom 6 role if they find that you pair him with some bigger physical guys. Maybe he can be the finisher on that line if he learns to actually finish and stop wasting some of his chances. There's definitely potential there. He's not a lost cause by any means, and he's really only 25 years old. The Canucks also traded a 7th round pick in 2026. That is light years away. I'm not even worried about that. Even if that was this year, I'm still not even worried about that. For the Canucks to take a chance on Vitaly Kravtsov, I think is an absolute plus in my opinion. Vitaly Kravtsov is 23 years old, so the Canucks got younger with this trade, which I think just makes it really cool too. So the Canucks traded a young player in Lockwood who's 25 years old and a 7th, and got 2 years younger with Vitaly Kravtsov, who in my opinion also has a higher ceiling. I've seen a lot of Rangers fans saying this guy's a bust. Sure, you could say that, but he just got traded from your team, so of course you're kind of going to say that. I think this guy still has potential. He obviously has a chance he could be the next Nikolai Goldobin. That's obviously a chance. He was a Russian the Canucks had a lot of upside, didn't turn it into anything. He had no finish. He just couldn't play at the NHL level. There's a chance he turns into that. Absolutely. I'm not saying he's going to be an absolute stud. But all I'm going to say is PD has some magic powers when it comes to making people play well. And if this guy starts figuring out how to play in North America and you play him with Kuzmenko and PD, you could see some magic happening. He's not a small dude. He's 6'3". Like, he's a pretty big dude, 191 pounds. So if he can learn how to get to the dirty areas, kind of like Kuzmenko does, and get to the front of the net and kind of just play with some grit, I think he actually could find himself finishing on some really good plays, especially if he's hovering around the net, playing for the rebounds. I could see him actually putting in some points. Now, Kravtsov hasn't done a lot in the NHL. He's done more, obviously, in the KHL. But, like, this year, he's got 6 points in 28 games. Not very good, but I don't know if he's been given a fair chance. I don't watch the Rangers, and I don't really keep up on it fully. All I've kind of seen and read is that he wasn't really given a fair shake in New York, which obviously sucks for him. But, I mean, it is what it is. They got a really good team. He did okay in the KHL, though. He was there this year, and he put up 13 points in 19 games. That's not too bad. Like, that's okay. The KHL is not no just league you just brush off. He also had 10 points in 15 playoff games, so you know he can play in a playoff position. Obviously, the KHL playoffs are different than the NHL playoffs, but still, it's still good to see. like I said, I think there's some upside. He's obviously excited. There's that risk factor of him going back to Russia, but he's kind of said, and his agents are the same as Kuzmenko and Mikheyev. I think he's excited about coming to Vancouver. He's got some buddies, at least that's what he said, or his agent said. And we got a lot of Russians on this team. We got Podkolzin, Mikheyev, Kuzmenko, now Kravtsov. Like, this team is I think heading in a decent direction. I really like this trade. I think it's a good gamble to have, in my opinion. But let me know your guys' opinion down in the comments. Like I said, I was a day late on this trade, but I still had to talk about it. They're my team, you know, I got to discuss this stuff. I will be discussing more trades here in the next upcoming days. Like I said, I may not be first to it, but I definitely won't be last to talk about these trades. So make sure to subscribe if you guys are new. Like the video if you enjoyed. I'll talk to you in the next one.